This is the Griffin Realty Group Ask-A-Griffin podcast, episode number 61. We continue in our agent plan, and we're talking about the question, are you ready to make good on your promises? Are you a home seller or a home buyer who has questions about selling or buying residential property, or an agent who needs direction, but you can't find an easy way to get your answers? Well, then, hey, you are definitely in the right place. I'm Danny Griffin, the founder of the Griffin Realty Group and the host of the Ask-A-Griffin podcast. And to help you take immediate action to get started in the right direction, if you need to sell or buy property right now or in the near future, or you want to become a real estate agent and take advantage of our step-by-step guides, you can do any of that over at griffincourses.com. That's Griffin courses.com. All right, let's get started here. Are you ready to make good on your promises? Now, we're in the marketing section of the agent plan. So the reference is, if you make a promise in your marketing, are you prepared? And it's the first point here. Are you prepared to deliver on that promise? And so what I would say is that, let me give you some examples of what that means. A lot of times people will make an offer for a home evaluation. Somebody will make an offer for access to homes for sale, or offer to great deals, or whatever it might be. We make an offer because what we're trying to do with marketing is attract a consumer who we don't know really anything about their timing or motivation to sell, their real why. So we make an offer so we can start a conversation. That's what they are. But it is staggering to me that any agent or any marketer would make an offer and not be fully ready and prepared to fulfill. Let me give you an example. Imagine today that you go online and you go to Amazon.com and you decide that you want to buy a pair of socks from Amazon. And they make an offer of all these companies that offer socks. You pick the ones that you want. You pick the ones with the best price, and you fill in your information. This will be delivered in 2 days, and nothing comes. How would you feel? I'd be downright ornery. I'd be looking every day for that fulfillment to come. I mean, I asked for this. You said you would fulfill, and it didn't come. So think about somebody that asks for a home evaluation. And let's say it's not an instant guesstimate of value based on an algorithm and nothing comes to them. And it's sort of a halfway promise. Okay, as long as something happens quickly that says, we will call you to fulfill this. We need to ask you a few questions before we fulfill this. And then you pick up the phone, or a telemarketer does as fast as possible, calls them and says, thank you so much for asking for fulfillment of your home evaluation. I'd like to ask you a few quick questions so that we can do the best we can with what we're about to offer you. How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? Any special features? Wonderful. What I'll be sending you is a bunch of properties that have similar features so you can see what the market's bearing. But that's the limitation of what I can get. See, that's an honest and forthright approach to this. And that's the second point here. If you have true and honest fulfillment, just like that, well, that's a service level. You're raising the service level, and that triggers the law of reciprocity. So in telemarketing, for example, if we make an outbound call at the Griffin and we're trying to make an offer to somebody who has expired, somebody who's trying to sell the house by themselves, somebody who has somebody passed that owned a property, or we're just calling with informational purposes to inform a neighborhood, called circle prospecting, where you're circling around saying, look, did you know this just sold? Did you know this just listed? Did you know this is happening in the marketplace? So there are a lot of reasons to make an outbound call. And so you can make an offer, but you better fulfill that offer. And I see so many telemarketers that are set up for failure by their team leaders or the company, where they're making a call just to see who's interested and then just try to force something down their throat. Well, that's just not the right way to do it. There's no value. What is in it for them on the other end that you're offering or they're asking? That's known as inbound or outbound. We can make some marketing happen. Direct mail marketing, for example. You send a postcard, somebody sends in an inquiry or picks up the phone and calls you. I would like a home evaluation, the one you promised. Well, we can't really do that. Well, if I don't come over, See, that's called baiting and switching. So in other words, I bait you in with something that I'm not ready to fulfill on. I'm not. Because I'm really intending to switch you to something where I get in your house. And the worst part of that is if they get mad or they get upset and they hang up the phone or they get mad at you and just do nothing, you just killed your brand. It's a huge mistake. See, I believe that the true and honest fulfillment is a service that triggers the law of reciprocity, even if there's no sale attached to it. They might say something nice to the neighbor. They might tell me about a neighbor who needs my help, not them. They might refer me to somebody. See, that's the law of reciprocity. If I am prepared to serve and fulfill, even if I make an outbound call, which means they don't have any context with my company. If we make an outbound call, we essentially interrupt their lives, and we better have something we can offer and fulfill on, boom, like that, or we're a fraud. And when we do that, the law of reciprocity means that they're willing to most likely give us something back, which is really just a little bit of their time to tell us whether they have true context to sell or buy a property. Then we can go up the service ladder and say, well, since you're thinking about selling soon, the next service and fulfillment we could have for free is to come to your home and give you some advice on what to do and what not to do and refine more what we think the true market value of the property is if you do those things. The last point here is that a solid systematic beginning like that, where you really have a good offer, a solid fulfillment, it's very succinct, systematic, and clean. That beginning leads to likability. People like you when you do something honestly and truthfully and you give to them. They like you. I mean, think about it. When you get a gift that you like, let's just say somebody doesn't know you. I always get a hard time in my family. Oh, nobody can buy for you. You don't like anything we have. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I like. And if you give it to me, I really like you, right? So if we give something to somebody that they need, then they like us. You know, this whole, know, like, and trust us, okay? Know us is just an introduction. Hey, it's Danny Griffin calling from Griffin Realty Group. Okay, that's knowing you. That's a quick introduction. I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell your house the next time since you expired this time. Okay, sure, send it. When it arrives and I fulfill and I change the relationship because I'm the only guy that took the time to fulfill. Somebody said to me the other day, you took the time to send a $16 FedEx package of helpful information. That's why you're here. So they liked me well enough because I went out of my way to give freely. And that's key there. Give freely, expecting nothing in return. But because I give freely, they like me. And that opens up the door of trust a little bit. Okay. So all of a sudden, I trust that this is an honest business well enough to let this guy in my house and let him give me some more insightful information. So in other words, he just gave me raw data. It came, it was true, he fulfilled. Let's get him in here and see how insightful he is on top of that information. And all of that precedes what? A client relationship, which is the highest level of trust. When they give you their business, I give you the trust of my listing. I give you the trust of being my exclusive buyer agent. That's full trust. All right. So let's go back and talk about this. We're in the agent plan and we're in the section on marketing. We're in the final beat here where the question is, when you do all this marketing, are you ready to make good on the promises you make in your marketing? So in other words, are you prepared to deliver on that promise? Home evaluation, comparable sales sent out for free, your plan sent out for free, all those things, access to your website, whatever it might be. Be ready to truly fulfill, expecting nothing in return. Because the second point is, true and honest fulfillment is a service level that actually triggers the law of reciprocity, meaning they're willing to give you something back. And the third point is a solid systematic beginning leads to likability. And the give back is that opens the door of trust to have you become their realtor, their broker, their agent. And now you're in a client relationship. So see how it works? Fulfill, you gain a little likability. Next thing you know, they trust you a little bit more to give you a shot at their business. It's pretty simple, right? Let me summarize it this way. Too many agents believe that it's okay to make a marketing promise and not truly fulfill on that offer. In fact, worse, bait and switch. For those that understand the benefit of a true and thorough fulfillment that focuses on giving away their best information for free, there will be a master key given back to them that ultimately unlocks the door of trust and leads to more happy clients that help you grow your business. Incredible. Simple. All right. Remember, you can take immediate action to get started in the right direction if you need to sell or buy property right now or in the near future, or you want to become an agent or become a better agent by getting any of our free step-by-step guides that are waiting for you at griffincourses.com. Also, don't forget, you can subscribe to the podcast, of course, on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen, or find us on any of our social media channels so that you don't miss out on any of the insights each time we upload an episode. We'd also appreciate it, of course, if you'd comment, share our content, just engage us, let us know what you're thinking, and then that way we can help you be successful in real estate. But remember this, we sign off the same way all the time. Nobody's coming for you. Nobody. So take some action and get to work on your plan for buying, selling, or becoming an agent. And we'll see you in the next episode to help you do just that. Thanks again.